Franchise.
Get in like the Marines.
Franchise.
Yeah.
Franchise.
We're in.
Franchise. Franchise the damn thing.
And now a scene from The Dark Knight Rises. Why didn't you just kill me?
You don't fear death. You welcome it. Your punishment must be more severe.
Torture?
Yes, but not of your body, of your soul.
Where am I?
Home, where I learn the truth about despair, as you will. There's a reason why this prison is the worst hell on earth. Hope.
Welcome to Franchise Addicts, a podcast covering every film in a given franchise. My name is Luke.
And I'm Chris.
And this week we are on to the 7th film in the Batman franchise, The Dark Knight Rises.
He sure does. The Dark Knight, he's rising. This is the epic conclusion to the Nolan verse. It has a little man called Bane.
So I'm going to apologize in advance because of the fact that we have a guest on who I will introduce in just a moment. I'm not able to do drops, so you're going to be hearing
A lot of Bane voice from me.
Double Bane. We're going to do double Bane. And there's no, there's Batman. You need the Batman voice. Catwoman, not even called Catwoman. Not a very memorable voice.
no.
But you only have one man called Bane. You'll be talking mess a lot of the time. A lot of Bane. Heavy Bane voice. Warning. Well, we should probably do a warning, right? Like they do that. Like this episode contains a lot. It's not necessarily violence or any horrible stuff that's going to be in the content, but there is going to be a lot of Bane voice. So just warning out there, if you might want to skip this one, Bane voice.
Bane's coming in.
Bane's
coming in hot.
It's coming in hot.
I was born in darkness, and now I will be on the podcast.
So come on, it's the most fun of all the voices.
It's a completely ridiculous voice, and we will get to all that. But first, let me introduce to you our second guest in Franchise Addicts history, my good friend Sam. Sam, talk to the people.
Greetings. Greetings.
Coming to you live from Eau Claire.
Live from
Eau Claire.
Yes.
So, Sam, before we get started with talking about The Dark Knight Rises, we have obviously covered every Batman movie until this point. What are your favorite movies in the Batman franchise and some of your thoughts on them?
All right, so you have to sort of delineate this, right? Who's a good Batman? Who's a good Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
The themes, the vibe, whatever. I love the Batman 2022, 2023. Okay. I love it. I think it's very underrated. Pattinson is great as a young Batman. I don't like him as Bruce Wayne at all, though. I think that the perfect Bruce Wayne is George Clooney, actually.
Wow. Yeah. Hot take. Yeah. So tell us more about George Clooney being the perfect Bruce Wayne.
Okay. I hate that movie.
Sure.
I hate it so much.
Yes.
But George Clooney is so suave and debonair.
He's just, he's doing Clooney, right?
He's doing Clooney, but Clooney as Bruce Wayne is how you imagine Bruce Wayne to be. Like, if you want to talk about, like, the cloak and dagger of his personality, like, I don't know. You. I just think it works.
He's just the overall smoothest character in a lineage of smooth. Val Kilmer, smooth. Bale, smooth in a different way. Keaton, but George Clooney, clearly, he's like, one of our famous. I think he was the GQ sexiest man alive, I believe.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah, so I get that. I like that. I like that logic there. Like, he is the closest thing in real life to what we are led to believe Bruce Wayne is in the world. Yeah. Okay, I like it.
Do you like
But-
any of the Batmans from the 90s? I know you said you didn't like Batman or Robin.
Yeah, tell us, what about the
Batman
Burtons?
Returns, I think, is the only one that I really like. But was
Okay.
that 91 or 89?
92.
I can't remember. 92.
Yeah, 89 was the first one, something that's near and dear to my heart. Um, and then Returns, you know. I think both of us are fans of the Burtons for sure, but then the Schumachers, we start to differ.
See,
Okay.
And Sam, I think I have the same idea you have for Clooney as the best Bruce Wayne. I kind of have for Kilmer, where I
Sure.
think Kilmer is the best Bruce Wayne possibly. I mean, he might not be the best Batman. I think that Keaton is like way overrated in the.
He's just so cool. Come on. It's Beetlejuice, baby.
But he's barely in the movies.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm biased because I grew up on those. Those were my first entry point. Michael Keaton is very cool. He's funny. I like that actor very much. But yeah, I mean, if we're really looking like how suave, hey, how many champagne things are we gonna open? Yeah, whatever. He's not. I get it.
I mean, Keaton's best film is Birdman, like by far and away, right? Like, don't you think?
So have you seen Beetlejuice, Sam?
Oh, the first one, yeah. I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen the new one.
I haven't either. But so I have this. I love that movie. Again, childhood bias, right? Luke, do you know this about Luke? Never seen Beetlejuice.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't need to see it.
What?
Yeah, you probably don't need to see it.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm on an island here, but like I'm just saying, formidable stuff.
It's
anyway.
definitely part of like the cultural fabric
Yes.
of Halloween. You know,
Well,
like it fits the vibes.
And Keaton is on fire in that. Like he is, because at his core, he's very funny,
Yes.
and he gets to do that. But we're digressing.
Yeah, I mean, Birdman's a great movie. I would say Spotlight's probably his best performance, even though he's not the lead in that. But I think just kind of the gravitas that he brings to that role is just about perfect for the type of character he's playing in it. But I mean, Birdman is just that's the highlight of what he can do.
It's very good.
Descent into Madness, the film. Like it's so good and it makes me so uncomfortable and I really like it.
Yeah.
I like the one shot trick.
The one-shot trick's cool the first time. I do agree with a lot of people that say it kind of gets old after a while. I feel the same way about the movie 1917, which the first time I saw it, I was like, holy crap.
It's a
this
great
is
trick.
Amazing.
I haven't rewatched Birdman, to be quite honest. But I mean, Tarantino does long stretches of it and Death Proof. Anytime someone, it's a technical achievement.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, just being like, wow, they did all this stuff and they didn't cut. Now, Birdman, there are 2 or 3 areas where they clearly cut. But
Sure.
Anyways,
I mean, Norton and Emma Stone in that are fantastic also.
Norton, I mean, he just bothers me so much in that movie. I don't know if I like Edward Norton.
Wow.
Hot take. Yeah, I don't know if I like him.
What about this?
I don't know if I like him.
Edward Norton is Batman. No?
I would buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
could
like,
see
he's
that.
got that mysterious. I think he could. I wonder. He should have tried out.
He's a little slight.
Stature.
Yeah.
We could marvel him up.
Yeah, I suppose he's as big as Keaton probably.
Yeah, he could. I mean, yeah, he could definitely.
I mean, he was the Hulk.
He was the Hulk. Just get those Hulk muscles going. He's just got to get angry. But
Are you ready for my hottest take though?
Okay, yes, now I am.
The Snyder movies. I don't think that Affleck had an opportunity to actually be really good as Batman Bruce Wayne, but I think he could have been.
Hot take.
It's a great take. Also a great take for this show because we will not be covering any of the Snyder Batmans.
That's it. We thought it was so bad that we were like, I don't know.
The movies themselves are so bad.
The movies were so bad, and also technically, Batman isn't the focal point, so it was like a way to kind of get away from that, since it's like, well, he's there, but anyways.
If you had had a Batman movie with Affleck as the lead as Bruce Wayne, that would have been a goldmine.
Yeah.
and they didn't do it.
I just can't stop. I just see Ben Affleck, and I just carry so much baggage with
Well,
that.
it's like the Clooney problem too.
I'm like, no, but it's Ben Affleck here. Like, it's, like I have, that's where I think that's where I would struggle. But hey, we're all about hot takes.
I mean, the biggest hot take that is going to be coming on this episode is how much I like Dark Knight Rises.
I don't know. Maybe that's hot.
I think I think it's spicy.
Also love it.
Maybe it's not that hot of a take.
I will tell you, Luke, I love this movie.
I know.
Like,
All
it
right.
is my favorite of the three.
Woo!
Wow.
All right.
All right.
Let's not bury. Let's get into it then.
We'll get into it.
Let's blow up that plane and get the narrative started. For you.
All right. Dark Knight Rises comes out in 2012. Director Chris Nolan. Writers Chris Nolan and Jonathan Nolan teaming up on the screenplay together this time. The Dark Knight is just a Jonathan Nolan screenplay. This one is a combined effort. David S. Goyer also helping out. This movie was nominated for 0 Academy Awards.
They're like, we blew our. We did it with Dark Knight. We're done. You guys got it. We're done now. We're moving on to a different thing.
A rare case where the middle movie in the trilogy gets all of the award love, and the first and the last one get basically none. This movie had a budget of $250 million, and then at the box office, this movie made just as much as Dark Knight.
Just as much. Billion?
$1 billion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Empire Strikes Back to The Dark Knight, I think that's an accurate, in terms of the drama and whatever else, the rising tension, right? I think that's a fair analogy to make, right?
Yep.
People looked at Rises as if it was going to be this neat conclusion, tight, whatever, and it's not. It's a little open-ended at the end, and I don't think people liked that.
I think this movie is very much like Return of the Jedi in that people think they don't like it. They bring up, the Ewoks, all the problems with Jedi. But if you go back and watch Jedi, it's really good. And I think it's the same thing with Dark Knight Rises where people, maybe they don't like the Bane voice. Maybe they don't like the kind of slower plotting in the first hour and a half. And then they think the ending is a typical Nolan, like, believe what you want type of thing. And just completely dismiss it. And I think that's to its detriment, and
also, though, I gotta say, like, does The Dark Knight Rises also have its own little Empire Strikes Back story arc? Because it is doing so much, and it does, there is a huge arc where everything has to go very badly. Like, we sink below the stakes of The Dark Knight for tragedy, and then rise above it.
I mean, if you want to talk about like the direct Christ analogy of like Batman as a Jesus Christ figure, then yeah, I think that works. But like,
he does
rise. I mean, both metaphorically and literally. He rises to the occasion. It's, you look at Return of the Jedi, and I'm sorry, I'm talking about Return of the Jedi, but I think that Rises is a much better conclusion than Return of the Jedi.
Well, yeah, Return of the Jedi is like, let's rally the troops. We're going to have a good old time.
It turns into a kid's movie.
But, I mean, I love it, by the way, just FYI.
I think it's a great movie.
I mean, come on. Opening sandpit? Get out of town. This is some great stuff. Leia in her costume.
The puppetry of Jabba the Hutt alone is incredible to me. Like, you look at that puppet, it's amazing. Like, and it oozes and all the sliminess. It's great for 1982 or whatever. Yeah. It's amazing. Like,
yeah. So no, it is totally great. It's awesome. So, but maybe one day we'll cover Star Wars. But maybe that's a big.
Have
a lot of movies.
Have me back for that. I love Star Wars.
So, yeah, I think that it's an epic film. It was very much just before we dive into it. It was we'll get the front end out of the way. Super anticipated. People love The Dark Knight. Dark Knight makes $1 billion. people are so excited for The Dark Knight Rises. Now, unfortunately, and we mentioned this on the last episode, there was the horrible Aurora, Colorado incident with the shootings and all that, which is horrible. And I mean, we addressed that before, but the anticipation was so huge. And I think that's also probably, if we're talking about massive critical reception, that's part of it too. If everyone goes in thinking this has to be the best movie in the world, and it's not, well, there you go. You're going to automatically be let down. And this movie had the biggest shoes to fill in the world, and that's just a tough thing to fill.
Well, it had the biggest shoes to fill in the world, and it couldn't bring back its superstar.
Yeah, so its hands were tied behind its back.
Yeah, it's like if the Bulls would have had to keep winning titles at the rate they were without Michael Jordan.
Yep. So Scottie Pippen is...
Which he was unable to do.
Yep.
If you know anything about the 90s Bulls.
I do. A little bit.
I know nothing about this topic.
Yeah,
it's awesome. I've found a way to surround myself with people that know nothing about sports.
I know. If we talk NFL post 2009, I'm your guy.
That's true.
Yeah, you want to talk about Chris Johnson, 2K, Randy Moss, Wes Welker? Let's go. Donovan McNabb? What are we talking about here? Okay,
the
so
Batman movies can't be the New England Patriots, you know.
that's right.
There you go.
They're a dynasty. Yeah, are they cheating? Are they? Is there Spygate? We'll never know.
So, like the first movie, Chris, do you think we should get started up top, or do you want to talk about this movie more as a whole?
Well, I mean, as far as I don't know if a scene by scene, there's so many scenes.
Yeah, but
some type of progression.
Nolan at the start of this movie is trying to open it up in a very similar way to The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
they're very parallel in that, it's a full-on action set piece where the villain gets introduced at the end after hiding basically the entire time.
You could say it's almost too much exactly like it. You could be like, "Oh, what worked?" Do you know? I know Luke. You typically do a little bit of research. What happened? So we know that Heath was signed on for 2. I can imagine that there was a storyboard at least saying that okay, he's gonna come back and this is the broad storyline that we want for the next 2 movies. Obviously, then that could not happen, so they needed to rewrite things. And screw me, I didn't do any research on this. But you'd imagine that they really had to go in and make some last minute changes. Is that perhaps why Chris Nolan is also writing on this one? Maybe. I don't know, speculating. But how did that all work? And then also having that, being so cognizant of that, this has to work like the other movie worked. The other movie worked so well. What are we gonna do? We have to try and go toe to toe. So maybe what's the best way to do that? Mirror the formula.
Well, you got to up the stakes big time, too.
And it's which is
time.
Tough. The stakes were pretty darn big, but they do up the stakes. I will say that they do manage to do that.
So this movie is doing a very good job of tying both the Dark Knight stuff and Batman Begins stuff all into one.
Well, and Marion Cotillard, or I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but Cotillard, she is fantastic in this movie. Wonderful. It's the hidden knife. You have to be afraid of the hidden knife. And she even explains that to Bruce at one point, and then she sticks him in the gut with a knife. It's great. It's poetic. It rhymes.
Yeah. And just the fact that the Ra's al Ghul character from Begins, the guy that trains Batman in this trilogy, who is kind of the present, foil to Batman. We talked about in the Dark Knight episode how, the Joker needs Batman and Batman in a way needs the Joker. In this trilogy, Ra's is kind of the overarching theory behind why Batman will never actually work, why he'll never actually succeed in what he wants to do with Gotham, because he's unwilling to take the measures of, pure annihilation that it would take to fully cure the city.
Well, if you look at it as a metaphor too, it's definitely thesis antithesis, right? So like Ra's al Ghul's solution is burn it all down. Batman says, "Oh, we can protect it." So like you can protect the system from within the system from the system like that. The thesis of Batman to me doesn't make sense in the context of this trilogy.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Roz's idea is actually if you want the radical solution that could potentially restart everything and hopefully then be built into something better than what was built before, you do kind of have to burn it all to the ground. The Joker stands in the middle where he just wants to burn it all to the ground for the sake of burning it all to the ground. He doesn't care about what comes out of the ashes.
Interesting, yeah.
Roz, at least, I think, cares about what comes out of the ashes of the Annihilation.
League of Shadows and David from Prometheus.
Yeah.
They both want to just completely destroy civilizations. Yeah.
And build it again in their image.
isn't that kind of like the thesis, the primary kind of philosophical nature of like accelerationists in society? They're like, yeah, we need to accelerate. We need to bring about the end so we can rise from the ashes. Isn't that kind of their?
It seems like it. I mean, yeah, I am not well versed in the accelerationist theories, so I watch I'm watching SNL and bad sketch comedy, but no, no, but that's I mean that's 100%. That's what they're doing. Really quickly, I did get a little bit of production, just a little, right? So they wanted to. At first, they weren't going to do the third movie after Heath Ledger died because they was signed on. They were going to have. There was a treatment that was going to include the Joker. They then briefly. They wanted to recast the Joker. They said that's not gonna work.
God.
But then, interestingly enough, the studio was really pushing for the Riddler to be played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and they said no, and they went in a different direction, and they did Bane, and Christopher Nolan said he was gonna be like a classic monster, different than the Joker, and. It was inspired. The Bane character was inspired by A Tale of Two Cities.
Great.
Interesting.
Yep.
Hey, whenever you can fit, isn't that Dickens?
Yep.
Yeah, whenever you can fit a Dickensian story model into your own story, you got to do it.
Why he talks like this?
I think he talks.
Had-
Go
I
like.
contend that had he lived, Robin Williams would have been the perfect Riddler.
So
Perfect.
that was that was considered in 1997 before Jim Carrey took it over.
Yeah, but what happened was that he was offered the Joker, and then Nicholson came on, and the studio's like, "Yeah, we got Nicholson." Aside with the Robin Williams, and Robin Williams was pissed off. So when they offered him the Riddler, he was like, "Hell no."
Interesting to me too, because I know Williams was a dark, like
He was a dark boy.
He was a dark boy. However, because of like the way that he is portrayed in most of his movies, I'm like, he's a sweetheart though.
Have you seen Insomnia?
Yeah. I don't
1 hour photo.
Yeah, and 1 hour photo and Insomnia. I don't like those roles stick out to me, and I'm like, like okay, I get it, and I'm not saying he's not capable of it. He was a good actor, but to me, like so much of his time in Hollywood was establishing this man as like a heart of gold. That it would be tough. But yes, Robin Williams, rest in power.
Yeah,
Some power.
one of my favorite actors, people of all time.
Oh yeah.
Even though he apparently stole a lot of his jokes for his stand-up.
Oh, he stole a lot of the jokes. What are you doing? Oh, not a miss. Oh, hey, oh, hey.
Man, we've had Bruce and now
We got Robin Williams.
Robin
yeah.
Williams on the track.
Hey, what's going on with the Dark Knight?
All right, so the opening scene, introduction to Bane. I want to give a shout out to Aidan Gillen, Littlefinger himself.
Littlefinger?
Mayor Carcetti from The Wire. He's the guy that is yelling at Bane
Okay,
to begin. Why does he wear the mask?
Aidan Gillen Chad stance right away too.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yes. Well, I mean, what is he doing with his shoulders and while he's holding the gun he's holding the gun in the goofiest way. It's like pointed in a weird angle up to the ceiling of the plane the entire time, and he's just like It's just a very weird performance from a very, an actor that brings a lot of weird ticks to all of his roles.
Yeah, again, he is is he the version of that, I forgot the guy's name, bomb in the mouth guy from the Dark Knight opening scene, whatever the hell his name is.
Oh, Bill Fichtner?
Yeah, is this the Bill Fichtner of it all?
Yeah.
Like, let's bring in someone that's kind of established. He's going to die right away, but we just need to bring a little gravitas.
This movie is full of people doing just bit parts, and you see him and you're like, oh, that guy.
Yep. Oh yeah, we've got some major ones of those. So this scene, it's cool. It's a cool opening action scene. They get it going. We've got some more practical effects.
This is a Mission Impossible action scene.
Yep.
Is what it's like one of the better Mission Impossible action scenes if it was in a Mission Impossible movie.
I wish Tom Cruise was there doing his own stunts.
And then Bane voice starts.
Now, okay, so let's talk about this first. So I've seen it when it came out. I've seen this movie a few times back in the day. When it first came, when I was watching it this time, I was like, it took me out for a bit because it is a weird ADR experience. You get used to it, and it's incredibly fun to make that voice and do impressions of it. But I guess I'll ask you, Sam. Does the Bane voice? How do you take that? Is it keeping you in, or is it like all of a sudden like this is this brooding, horrible villain that, oh my god, this is the baddest of the bad, and he talks like this? and it's like, what did that do for you? Are you like all in? Does it take you out? Where are you at?
I'm gonna defend it.
Okay.
I think that the contrast between him being this huge, imposing monster, like he's a giant, like Tom Hardy when he takes his shirt off at one point, it's like, geez Louise, like the guy is just, yoked, and he like, but he's got this like, he's got this voice. I like the contrast. Between it. I think it proves that like you can be intimidating and have like kind of a weak sounding voice. I don't know. I like
old-timey voice. Yeah.
Well, the respirator as opposed to like a general mask. Oh, why does he wear the mask? Because he needs it to breathe. Like,
well, he needs it to hold the pain at bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the opium addict doctor in the pit screwed up the surgery that was supposed to fix him.
Who would have thought? Opium addict. Hey, by the way, second time we've had an opium addict doctor. Shout out to Charles Dance in Alien 3.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go, baby. It's all coming full circle.
The hands are shaky.
Yeah, it works. And I mean, again, you get used to it. And it is it's a huge character. It's a big swing. It's a big
humongous choice.
It's a big actor doing like so again, props to that.
But
now,
the thing is though, is this was kind of and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have my full Tom Hardy history down yet, but Tom Hardy basically since Bane has now been known as the guy that comes in and picks the most ridiculous voice for his characters he refuses to just be Tom Hardy in any movie.
I love it, yeah.
And just does a crazy voice all the time.
Yeah, and
I like Tom Hardy.
Props to him for doing it. So Luke, you did not see it's not was it called The Motorcycle Diaries? I don't think it was. I saw it. What's this? The Bike Riders. He does a voice in The Bike Riders.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Bike Riders.
Good movie. I would highly recommend it. And you can see Tom Hardy right now in theaters in Venom: The Last Dance, the trilogy we didn't ever need. But this is not a Venom podcast.
Oh, it will be at one point.
I mean, hey, it's a franchise. It is a total franchise.
I'm not watching that.
Yeah. They did. I saw something. And I know that this is just proof that Rotten Tomatoes doesn't ultimately matter. Every one of those movies was like below 40%.
But they make so much money. They're crazy high profits.
Well, yeah, clearly that's why there's a trilogy. I mean, and then it begs to ask the question like, where are my huge Venom fans at? Like, I guess, like, I can't say, I mean, it's, I live in my own little bubble, but like, what's the demo for people that are like, you know what I love more than anything is a Venom movie? I don't know. But
Juggalos.
Juggalo,
Chris, it's Juggalos.
the Juggalo population rises up. They pack their Faygo in their long trench coats. No, they don't necessarily wear the trench coats, but they do like their Faygo, and they put on the Great Malenko and they go to the movie theater. So
It's the same people that liked the first Suicide Squad movie.
yeah,
the same people.
fuck that
It's
movie.
a 1-for-1.
What a good trailer, though. That trailer hits, and then the rest of it does not. So, okay, so the Bane character. So I will say, so I'm going to be the realist here. I was like, well, I shouldn't say that. That sounds like an asshole thing to say. My opinion was that it took me out a little bit to be like, well, this is weird. Like, clearly this is a little too much, and it took me a minute to get there with it. I love, and I do like, I mean, I love big performances. I love voices and all that. That's why I do so many poorly. And but it took me out a little bit. So there's my critique that I thought it was a little much. The opening scene is cool, but it's no bank robbery with the buses.
No, I mean it does have a little bit more impact on the plot because they're
The
kidnapping Dr. Pavel.
Which, yeah, and we can get into the somewhat convoluted, long.
Not convoluted at all. Very straightforward.
It's just Dr. Pavel. Like it's for like the first hour, I'm like, what the fuck with this doctor? What's happening? And then it's fine. By the end of it, they can dumb it down to be like, yeah, nuclear bomb. Yeah, he's the guy. Oh, he's okay. I get it. But for a while, we're like, what is happening with the clean energy machine that's also a bomb? That's also what? Like, anyways, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But it's great practical effects, right? Practical effects on that. Did they really blow that plane up and do all that shit? No?
They did. Yeah.
Okay,
It was
okay.
completely practical. So
So that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, so you get a awesome, I mean, hating aside, which I'm not hating it, but I do not hate Bane, nor do I hate the opening part of this movie. But it's impressive. And then he takes Dr. Pavel and flies off into the sunset.
Crashing this plane with no survivors.
They need
I
one
just
of us
think
in the
about-
wreckage, brother.
I just think about the memes from the opening itself. No one cared who I was until I put on the mask. The fire rises.
Yeah.
The fire rises is such an anti-establishment sentiment.
Sure.
Just just on its face, it's so well put
And
together.
if you like anti-establishment, just get ready, because we're going to hit you over the head with that shit over and over and over again.
Bane is going to give you a speech on the steps of the state building in
You guys
Gotham.
remember Occupy Wall Street? You remember that? Here it is. And again, it's cool. I mean, this is a general concept that is important. Like, I think it is in many ways timeless. But we're not there yet. We're slowly going to get there. Let's maybe, if you don't, I mean, Bruce Wayne is in hiding for 8 years, and
It's like a Howard Hughes type figure. Now.
absolutely, they make what's his name makes the
Yeah, the long fingernails and stuff like that.
like he's going to be peeing in jars.
Yeah.
He's
So
just-
one of the things that I want to bring up in relation to this is the way this part of the story is set up is they're having whatever thing at
Harvey Dent Day.
yeah. And
It's Harvey Dent Day.
And Gordon comes up with this pre-written speech where he's going to finally tell the truth about Harvey Dent and then puts it back into his pocket and gives some bullshit thing about, everything's
man.
fine. How many years in a row, because it's been 8 years, how many years in a row has he brought that speech?
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like this just happened yesterday, and all the natural questions that we would have about this event are just surfacing now 8 years later. But like, yeah, what's happened those last couple years? What the fuck has Bruce Wayne been doing? You know what?
He's broken.
He's
The
broken.
Joker won.
The Joker won. He's kind of hobbling, but he's also definitely still ripped. He doesn't go out at all. This is 2000. This is the early 2000s. We're not zooming a whole lot yet. This definitely pre-pandemic.
I mean, this gets into kind of Batman and Bruce Wayne's issue within himself that's going on through this entire trilogy. Is what does Gotham actually need? Does it need Bruce Wayne? Does it need Batman? Does it need neither of them?
Yeah.
And you know, it changes every single movie. Like Batman Begins it needs even parts Batman and Bruce Wayne. It needs Bruce Wayne himself to come back, take back Wayne Enterprises, be the face of it again, bring some trust into the city from that end. Then it needs Batman to go beat up the villains and take down the League of Shadows. Dark Knight, it no longer needs Bruce Wayne really anymore. He's just kind of operating in the background. And then it needs Batman to be the fall guy, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be the
villain.
person that can do the dirty work. Put his hands into the muck!
Yes, he does. He needs to be the villain, and that's a rough. It's rough when he has to wear the horns for those 8 years.
And in this movie, it's almost, essentially the conclusion is it needs neither of them. It needs them to be gone. It needs them to be a hero that was, not a hero that continues to operate. So Sam, I think you'll have some thoughts on this, but I think essentially what's happened now in the 8 years since Harvey Dent has gone away, you know, obviously they've used the Dent Act to basically stop organized crime in Gotham. But what's really happening is that they fixed one of the problems, but the biggest problem is, you know, money and the rich and the power of the corrupt over the city. And that's kind of what's being dealt with in this movie.
Well, it's a few things, right? It's, mass surveillance was normalized in The Dark Knight.
Yes.
Right? Like, they normalized it. And in doing so, you have to think about Gotham as a character in and of itself. Like, the city itself is a character in the Batman films. So Gotham itself, I think, needs the kind of undercurrent of organized crime in order to actually function. So they took out one problem, but they created 5, 6, 7 others in the process. So it's like, it's a never-ending kind of rotation of problems. But I guess I'm not sure. But
No, I think that's.
I did note that Alfred confronts Bruce, and he says, "You're just sitting here. You never moved on. You're hoping for things to go wrong again."
Yeah, which is kind of the problem that Batman. It's like his self-fulfilling problem that he's created with this character of Batman, is that he's always going to be necessary because he doesn't actually solve problems like permanently. He just delays them for a while.
Well, things always return to the status quo. It's always a return to the status quo, whether it's Gotham or whether it's Metropolis or whether it's anything. Nothing actually changes or gets better. It just is like shifting the blame someplace, or shifting, like, the pile of shit is the same pile of shit. They've just moved it from one end of the field to the other.
So I think that's a great point. Can we say that because of the Dent Act and stuff, so organized crime not as big of a thing, but just corrupt elites are now the bigger issue?
Well,
do you think that's true?
That's the vein that our main antagonist in this is going to take. So the ones before have infiltrated the mob. Like the Joker infiltrated the mob, used that where the mob had been to, get his plan done. Use that manpower, that infrastructure. Same thing happens with the League of Shadows in the first one, where the League of Shadows is using, the mob and all that stuff to get their drugs into the city. Now that that's been eliminated, like Sam said, there's a vacuum there. And that vacuum is filled by the higher-ups, the people with money that can get stuff done, and that's who Bane infiltrates.
The 1%.
Well, Bane infiltrates the underclass.
No, but he also
He uses
he
them.
uses the rich and powerful to take over Wayne Enterprise and
True.
to get the contracts for the city so that he can put explosives into the concrete and stuff like that.
Daggett's paid
Well,
him a
I
small
would say that
fortune.
that's more like Talia's end of the
Sure.
conspiracy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Bane's end, they're both working towards the same goal. They're just taking advantage of different people.
Yeah, he uses Daggett. Is that what it would Daggett?
Yeah, Daggett.
Daggett, yeah. I paid you a small
Daggett,
fortune.
played by Bern Gorman. I wrote it down.
Is-
He is an actor from Torchwood, which was a British TV show that I really liked.
Is Daggett Mendelsohn though? Because
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
no, the
He is
guy
Ben
the guy that you said is basically working with
Is that
Mendelssohn's character the entire time.
The Hitler,
Daggett
the guy
character.
that kind of looks like a Nazi.
He sort of looks like a fish. He's got a fishy kind of face.
Yeah, that guy.
I apologize.
I'll find out what his name is so that we can correctly name him. His name is
him.
Stryver. I don't know if he's ever called Stryver in the movie.
No, he's just like weird looking guy that's clearly a bad guy.
yeah.
Clearly not a good guy. Like you could absolutely be like, is he in the zone of interest? I don't know, but like in spirit he is. So
He is the zone of interest.
he feels that haircut and everything. It feels like, yeah, not a good guy.
I always thought he sort of had an icky look. I
He
don't know,
does.
It doesn't look nice.
It's like kind of related to Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, and Mendelsohn always plays a bad guy too. So those two working together, you're like, these are some bad hombres.
Bad hombres indeed. So yeah,
Not to talk about Star Wars again, but do you think that Ben Mendelsohn was miscast in Rogue One? Because I think he was.
I think so too. Mendelsohn works really well as the everyman bad asshole type dude.
the
Like,
male
when-
Karen.
Yeah, when he's like put too much, like there's so much pomp and circumstance with the Empire in Star Wars that like I just don't buy it when I see him in that type of role.
Yeah, he's got slimy middle manager vibes. He
Yeah.
doesn't have, like,
He's middle manager. So 8 years has gone by. Gordon is still around. His wife left him, right? It's sad. Gordon's not doing so hot.
Yeah, she took the kids to Ohio.
Oh my God, Gordon is, and Alfred is just slave driving at the house, just like, why are you using the main staircase? Get out of here. You give this to Master Wayne, and then enter in Selena Kyle, Anne Hathaway,
Oh baby.
the cat burglar that drives Luke crazy.
I guess there was controversy about her being picked for the role, but I think she's great in it. I think she's perfect. I think she's perfect for the role.
I think you can have qualms, Chris, with the role itself, how it potentially doesn't make a ton of sense that someone that looks the way that she does has been put down by society for
The Devil Wears Prada
many years.
had it rough.
But I think she's just fantastic in the role. In this, like, the first time that you see her where she does the full facial change of, like, being, I'm just, a person here helping to cater the event. And then Bruce Wayne calls her on it, and she does the full shift, like, oh, hello.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
I'm
I always
gonna-
like femme fatales for that reason.
I'm gonna go against the grain here. I think Anne Hathaway can do certain things well as an actor, as an actress, whatever. But then there's certain things that she cannot do, like famously, I think. And there's a level
Host and Oscars.
that is one. And I don't like it. I mean, eventually, does her character is it fine? Yeah, and beautiful actress. Obviously, she's good at acting. Like, I'm not saying, and it's not a qualm saying, oh, she's bad at it. But again, just I want a little spice to my femme fatale villain, and I don't. For me, she doesn't have it. She tries, but I mean, come on. Give me some Michelle Pfeiffer. Give me someone that's got a little, could she be crazy? And with Anne Hathaway, you're like, I know she's not, she is at her core, she is prim, proper, that's how I interpret her as an actor. Like, she's in a period piece. She's a very refined woman, and she's not a Batman villain in any possible way.
Well, okay, but you talk about Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
The tonal difference between
For sure.
the Burton movies and these movies, I mean, it's just night and day.
It is, and I think Luke and I were talking a little bit about this, but and that's true. Like, we're doing crazy ass comic book in Batman Returns, and this is not. This is more of a serious thing. And at the end of the day, it's fine. It's totally fine. But just like, even the woman that plays Tate, she's got a little mysterious fire in the belly.
Marianne Cotillard.
Yeah. Yes. That, like, and then when she turns at the end, I'm like, oh yeah, like, this is good. Like, she's got that, like, second gear. And for me, Anne Hathaway does not have that second gear, and she's also, I'm gonna argue this is a hot take, never funny. She's never been funny. She can't be funny. Like, and there, I love funny women. I love them. I'm the last person, and Luke knows this. We've had to. I think that, like, I'm gonna say right now, like, the SNL, the cast of SNL for the last 15 years has produced hilarious women that are funnier than their male counterparts. I love a funny woman. Anne Hathaway is not a funny woman, and she's a movie star, but she can't do it. She can be a straight person. She can play the straight woman. Again, and that's not important. These Nolan movies are very devoid of humor for the most part, and that's fine. But this is my Anne Hathaway corner. I'm sorry, guys.
So, I mean, that's a perfectly valid take. I would say that, like, in terms of Catwoman, I mean, I didn't care for Zoe Kravitz, especially in the role. But I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer was like every young gay boy's gay awakening. Like,
And also us young straight boys had a great time as well. Like, I was like, yes, come on.
The one take of hers with the whip, where she whips off the head in a single take, amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. But yeah, I mean, okay, like, I'm willing to agree. I think that Anne Hathaway was really well cast, but if you don't, that's
yeah,
okay.
no, and this is the beauty of the podcast. It's to have the conflicting opinions is what makes the fire burn.
I mean, her role in this movie is she is supposed to be a person that has been so beaten and broken down that she no longer has a soul,
And I cannot buy that.
She has to just keep on. She is now flipped entirely. She just keeps on stealing from the world in order to get by, and completely dodging, having to have any impact on society at all other than taking from it. And Bruce Wayne believes in her. He's the one person to believe in her.
Yeah, like, where are the signs of that trauma? Like, where, like, she's just there. She's just Anne Hathaway. She's just like, yeah, that's my story. Anyways, okay, and then Bruce also on that. I mean, I guess she's very attractive, but Bruce is like, she's stealing his car. And I mean, he's like, oh, that's okay. Oh, Alfred, yeah, she stole that really expensive. Yeah, she stole my mother's pearls. Oh man, well, but she is quite the looker, so we're gonna give her the pass. A little, I don't know. That was. I will say right now, I'll make the blanket statement. The first hour, at least, of this movie is, I'm sorry, I found it boring.
It's so slow.
I get cooking for me. Once Bane fights Batman, I'm like, all right, let's go. Now we're talking. Now we are in. But, like, it's just, and half the time, or more than half the time, Batman isn't Batman. So the first hour, we're not getting Batman. We're getting these long, drawn-out scenes where we're talking about bullshit, like Anne Hathaway, when she delivers the speech to Bruce Wayne at the costume ball about there's a storm coming, I was like, I threw up in my mouth a little bit. I was just like, this is stupid. And also, again, I don't believe this. She is the 1%. She looks like she is that. And I know. Like, is this judgmental on my part? 100%. But that's our job here. I just don't buy it. She she does not look like she looks like she went to Juilliard and has been trying her whole life to be a very successful woman, and that's fine, that's great, but that's her vibe, and like yeah.
In direct contrast to you, I wrote down Selena as working man's hero, living so large in quotation marks. So I think that we're referencing exactly the same thing, and I had completely the opposite take.
Beauty of film. And again, like, I'm taking to it my own baggage, right? Like, so that's, I mean, that's just how those are, whatever. Those are my thoughts on Anne Hathaway. Now, eventually she, and then she like flips sides and all that. I don't know, which is fine. It's all part of the plot.
She plays on both sides for a decent amount of the film.
Yeah, I could have really, like, here's my last take, and then I'll stop the Hathaway bash. But in my opinion, if they would have gotten this character to work a little better, if they would have, and maybe it's Hathaway taking a different direction as an actor, but most likely I think it's recasting. If they would have really hit with this character, I think this movie would be much better.
Who would you have preferred in that role?
So
at that time?
give me someone that can show that past a little better. You know, someone that I can believe rose up from, you know, from this horrible upbringing or whatever. Now I'd have to think, you know, if like who are you gonna get to do it? Alicia Silverstone. Just kidding. That comes to mind.
Halle Berry back. Bring
Yeah.
her back.
Oh yeah, bring her back. We need more Batgirl. I don't know. Just someone with a little more. I mean, who am I? I'll come back to you. I'm thinking of this is not gonna work at all. But what's her name? Open up your eyes. Open up your eyes in Vanilla Sky. She was. It's not Cameron Diaz. Who's the other female lead she's in Blow as well. No, nothing. Okay.
Salma Hayek.
No, but it's close.
Oh no, Penelope Cruz.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that was a random thing that came into my head, but like I can bite a little. But again, I don't know. That's not my final answer because I'm sure that could, but whatever. Anyways, that's my thought. Like I had trouble getting my head around everything in the first hour. You know, like, and then okay, so we're going there. Well,
I guess, I mean, since we're already talking about where the movie for you fails from a character standpoint, do you like the character of Blake? Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Blake.
So that's where I was actually
because
thinking.
that's where the lots of the audience are going to also complain about that too.
I think it's, again, I'm going to say the same thing I'm going to say about Anne Hathaway. My opinion is ultimately the same, and that opinion is it's fine. Like I don't look at it and I'm like, wow, that's cool. That's really doing it for me. Now, are these both professional actors that are like very capable of doing the job? Yes, they are. And I think as it goes on, Blake, aka Robin, he grows on me a little more than Hathaway. And you know, it's a creative way to try and introduce this character that for so many reasons is ridiculous and you don't want to include in a very serious movie because Robin the character is kind of like bananas but
Silly.
yeah, it's super. I mean, like Chris O'Donnell, everybody. Flashbacks.
The silliest actor of all
I
time.
don't want to. Oh, no more. He's so mad at Bruce Wayne. Oh, come on, man.
Chris O'Donnell was miscast. It should have been somebody maybe 3 years younger than him. But I think that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was miscast for those too.
Okay,
I don't think that he fits.
Okay, so yeah, and so I'm gonna say fine, but I'm also like that whole plot line also started to just bore me. And like, you know, as far like I get it. Okay, Wayne Foundation, orphan stuff. and some of it, like, they're working on, like, being like this. They're trying to talk about the roots of the orphan that rose. Go for it.
I think the scene with Bruce Wayne and Blake, where Blake confronts Bruce Wayne and basically tells him, I've known you've been Batman since you came into the boys' shelter while I was there, and does the whole, like, you got to learn to hide the anger, practice smiling in the mirror. It's like putting on a mask. I love that monologue that he does so much. And I think JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, man, I have a really soft spot in my heart for him as an actor. I like a lot of the movies that he's in. And I just, man, he brings it for me in every single part. All the stuff that you guys are saying about, like, how he doesn't fit and all that sort of stuff, I get it. But for me, like, I'm so hook, line, and sinker for this movie that I'm able to, like, look past it, and I think that character is kind of the heart of the movie. It's the through line of what Batman should actually be doing, like the compassion that he should have for the city instead of just being the fists of fury all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he functions as like an id type character almost. I think I'm close on that, but yeah, I mean, I like the little speech that he gives too, and I think that, like, like, you guys know, but, like, it's like you do have to mask up in real life. You can't just be you all the time. You do have to, like, wear the smile as a mask. So it's like it speaks to that portion of, like, people's personality. Like, because you have what did the Japanese say? You have, like, 3 different personalities. One you show everybody else, one that you show your friends and family, and then who you actually are in your core. Something like that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does that
Yeah.
fit?
No, I think you're saying a lot of what basically I had just laid out, but in a more better way.
I think the writing is great. Like, and I like the idea. And it is like Luke.
I think I will openly admit, since we're talking about the character, that I think the Robin reveal at the end is too cute by half.
But that's the whole point.
But I don't think you need it, because I think what ends up happening, and
you need it. That's what they're getting at. The whole thing is
no.
The orphan shit. Like, okay, go for it.
I understand that, but I think the point that the movie is actually trying to make, and where the Robin part of it kind of subverts it in a way that, lessens the impact, is I think that the whole idea that Batman can be anyone, this idea that Bruce Wayne keeps on bringing up over and over again, is that the Blake character could potentially be the next Batman. He doesn't have to be Robin. He could just be Batman.
Yeah.
And he goes into the cave and we'll have all the Batman equipment. He doesn't have Robin equipment.
Not
Now,
yet.
is he, like, could he potentially just become, Robin in Gotham?
He's gonna get that.
Yeah. But you could just as well get rid of the Robin reveal and have the understanding that Blake is going to be Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, I always preferred Nightwing to Robin anyway. Like, literally, I like Nightwing a lot. I think Nightwing's cool. But
I think it's a clever way that Nolan is nodding to the original lineage of the story, and it's set up that way, and it's not. I mean,
It's just too cute. I just don't like. I don't like that cute stuff. It's the thing in Joker Folie à Deux where they have the Harvey Dent character and he doesn't really turn into Two-Face, but when the bomb goes off, like, part of his face is on fire.
it's Rob.
do you guys? Am I remembering correctly? You guys liked that film?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Luke
I
is
love it.
actually the. I don't know if you knew this. He's the #1 fan.
Yeah, Facebook rated me as the single critic that loves that movie more than any other critic online.
Yeah, no. Todd Phillips actually called Luke and said, "Hey, listen, man, you're not supposed to like this."
Yeah, he's like, I purposely made a movie for people to hate.
Yeah, what are you doing? You didn't. Yeah, so no, we like it. I like it too.
Even Tim Dillon hated that movie, and he was in it.
Yeah.
Like, it surprises me.
I was very excited when he showed up. I was like, oh, there he is, Tim Dillon.
There's our boy, King Pig himself.
I love it. He's the voice of reason in this country of chaos.
I love him so much. Anyway, yeah, we've been to go see him a couple of times. It's the funniest. I mean,
Yeah, I can't wait for him to come back to Madison, and I'll bring Chris along.
Yeah.
And
You
get
know that
fully indoctrinated in the Tim Dillon world.
he did a drop-in in Eau Claire.
Really?
Yeah,
He
like,
lowered himself to the fourth, fifth largest market in Wisconsin.
Sam Talent was booked
Oh, okay.
at Pizza Plus, and they were on tour together, so he did a drop-in set.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I'm so sad that I missed it because I like Sam Talent a lot.
That would have been crazy to see him at Pizza Plus. That's a small venue.
Yeah, it would have been nuts. Like when the bar manager of the Plus told me, I was like, "No way, you're pulling my leg. There's no way." He was like, "Yeah, like for real. Here's a picture," and I was like, "Oh my god."
This is some real
Anyway.
inside Eau Claire baseball.
I've lost, but
We're getting in the weeds. I apologize.
Pizza Planet,
Pizza Plus.
Pizza Plus.
It's a pizza shop in downtown Eau Claire that also has a side spot where you can do stand up. So if
Shout
I
out to
were
Pizza
to have
Plus.
done open mic while I was in Eau Claire, that's
up.
the place that you would have done it.
You could have debuted the Bane voice.
Nah.
Bane doing stand up. What's the deal with airplane food? Observational humor.
Every airplane I'm in blows up.
Okay, so where are we at? Where are we at? Let's keep this plane flying ahead. We've got Robin. We covered Robin. What's next, Luke? Keep us.
Well, we're basically going to get into the full reveal of Bane's plan. So after the whole thing with Catwoman and the Congressman and that sort of stuff with the fingerprints and stuff, they need to get Bruce Wayne's fingerprints. Gordon goes down into the sewers and is accosted by Bane's men. And finally, one of our main characters in Gordon meets the masked man himself, Mr. Bane. And Gordon sees that they have a whole, society of people that are living under Gotham, constructing stuff, which he doesn't figure out until Blake does all the research work on. And Bane basically, sets off that way. Gordon is then shot, not fatally, and winds
Once
up
again.
in the hospital. And then Bruce Wayne decides to go back into action.
Gordon does his little fugitive play where
I
he
love
just
it,
dives
yeah.
into the water.
Whenever possible, just dive into a body of water and hope it whisks you away to safety. Also, Blake
I didn't kill my wife.
is incredible because he's just starts sprinting and picks the right outflow where Gordon is going to be.
Very lucky.
Perfectly does it.
Very lucky.
Another main guy that we haven't brought up, Matthew Modine's character, is just keeps calling Blake a hothead the entire time. This hothead. And is basically the functioning version of the opposite of Gordon in that he's a cop that sucks at his job and hates Batman.
He hates Batman. We know that. What? Fuck, screw getting Bane. Let's get the guy who killed Harvey Dent.
Yeah, he's
Not a good guy.
middle manager Jagoff.
Totally.
Basically.
He's definitely the male Karen.
All right, so
Anyway,
the Occupy Wall Street chase scene is where we're at right now because I think this is a great scene. Again, the Batmobile in all of these movies is always doing a ton of work. It's got all the gizmos, all the gadgets. We also get the the helicopter thing too.
The bat.
The bat.
Yeah. Which quick aside. So we do hear, right, that why aren't we funding the orphanages anymore, guys? Well, because Wayne Enterprises doesn't make any money at all. Yet they are still making huge-ass war machines.
That's off the books. That's off the books, baby.
They got money for that, but, screw the orphans. They're not going to eat or just live. But
Lucius Fox,
that-
bad CEO.
is that like a nod at how we have plenty of money for the military-industrial complex, but we don't have money for anything else in this
it
country?
very well could be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think this movie is a lot more about the hating rich people, and they're the real problem in society. than you
Yeah,
think.
which is a little preachy, and especially, it comes out 2012, so this is, yeah. I mean, well, we can get to that, I guess, towards the end, but it is definitely the topical nature of it. And I know, like, some of these the base ideas that this movie presents are more or less timeless, but the fact that it was like Wall Street specifically, Occupy, I found that to be like just dated, and like, why are you doing that? You're supposed to be a timeless movie. We don't need to, like, rip stuff from the headlines here, Christopher Nolan.
Well, if it were a modern movie, all of the like Bane would be like a Trump figure, and all of
Oh
his
my God, he would have a
murders-
red hat.
Yeah, of course
It
he
wouldn't.
would.
We wouldn't say anything on it, but it would be a red hat. Like, it'd be like,
yeah.
oh
Yeah.
my God, come on now.
It would just hit you over the head with it. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree. This movie does sort of, it's preachy sometimes.
Yeah, and it's just, and I don't want that in my movies. Now, the idea, right?
All the Joker is doing in The Dark Knight is preaching about shit all the time.
But he's also just being the fucking awesome Joker. And his lines are more just, and that's, but also I will say that, like, it's not ripped from the headline stuff. It's more just like, his stuff is more base, like, and he's talking more about, like, just, good versus evil, the evil tendencies in people versus the tendencies for good. And I think we can take that up and be like, oh, those that have versus the have-nots. Okay, which is, that's a story as old as time. But it centralizes it a little to the exact time period where it came out. But if it was just, I mean, the general concept, great. That's always going to be, there's always a place for that commentary, even if it's not novel at all. Fine. But I mean, a lot, and Sam mentioned this before. I mean, so much of all of these movies, really, but especially the last two, get into the general idea of, like, good versus evil. Like the whether it's the biblical references, like to the altruistic versus the selfish. Anyways,
Talia is Lilith to Bane's Adam. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of that.
yeah,
There's a lot of little.
enter in
Damon Lindelof.
Damon Lindelof. He would be, if he's listening, and he's not, he would be proud. He's like,
He's the writer that gets mentioned the most on this podcast.
yeah, anytime there's a biblical reference, come on.
Got to do it. I do like how this action scene basically turns into an overall failure by Batman. While he thinks he's doing good, he's chasing down the bad guys. What he ends up doing is, like, distracting the entire police force. Bane ends up getting away. The stock that they've purposely had Bruce Wayne purchased and then crashes to make him impoverished. Plan ends up working out perfectly, and it destroys Bruce Wayne's relationship with Alfred, because Alfred gets pissed off at him basically because of this action scene.
You're going too far.
Yeah, you just leading the police on a merry chase, and it seems like you just want to die. You have a death wish, and I will not stand by. The dude will not abide.
The dude will not abide. He wants to just see him. He wants to fix him up with a nice woman, and it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, Alfred even says too. He's like, all those years that you were gone, I wish that you wouldn't have come back.
Yeah, you Goodwill Hunting's
Gotham,
Yeah.
Gotham will destroy you. Like, Gotham has destroyed you. I'm out.
Yeah, that is a heartbreaking back and forth. Both of them are in tears by the end of it, and man, Bruce Wayne just really ices out my guy.
Yeah. Aside that this action scene isn't very good, so again, am I comparing it to The Dark Knight? Yeah, I am. This is, like, I mean, what's cool, like, because The Dark Knight, right, it continuously gave us these amazing action set pieces. Even Batman going to Hong Kong, like, there was stuff in there like, oh, that's cool. Here we have the only thing that I could take away really is there are Wall Street bankers on the back of motorcycles.
I think
That's it.
The point of this is that it is just a colossal mess. Like, it just
Sure.
It is supposed, like, for as exact and precise as that scene in The Dark Knight is, where the truck ends up flipping at the end of it, like, just perfectly done in every single way. You know exactly where every character is, constantly has a forward momentum. This one is zigzagging. The police don't know who to follow. Do they follow the motorcycles? Do they follow Batman? Who is really the bad guy? We don't even know anymore. Since Batman's been gone for 8 years, we have nothing to follow on. So we've, obviously now Batman is the villain because he's been portrayed as the villain in order to save Gotham. And it is just, it kind of like devolves into explosions and weird jumping off of other vehicles and stuff like that. But, at the end, there is supposed to be no resolution to this scene because that has to happen through characters later on. Whereas a lot of the action scenes in The Dark Knight do come to a resolution.
Yeah, and I think like the plot mechanics, yes, it accomplishes what it's supposed to do from a plot perspective. Could there have been just some cool action scenes that just make us see, like, it doesn't
But I think what's supposed to be happening, and you've talked about it, is like it is supposed to be chaos on the surface. Like everything in Gotham is supposed to be like devolving into chaos on the surface level. And Bane underneath Gotham is building this infrastructure to rise up
in the sewers
and replace what is currently, chaotic on the surface.
That makes sense. It was just my note, and it's getting back to the whole, like, I don't like the first hour and change of this movie because it's like, this is one of our major chances for action, and it's kind of like, yeah, they ride some motorcycles. I think one thing blows up, and then it's done.
Yeah. And now we can get into possibly the best scene in the entire movie, which is Batman essentially asks Catwoman to take him to Bane because they need to have a face-to-face confrontation, and we get the scene down in the sewers.
Yep, down in the sewers, Bane v. Batman. Close the cages, turn off the lights.
Now, Go ahead, Sam.
Did you guys ever play any of the Arkham games, like Arkham Asylum or Arkham City or anything?
I did not.
I have not, but this is a good perspective because a lot of people love those games.
Yeah.
They're very good. The music in these scenes is very, very evocative of the themes from those games.
Okay.
Like very evocative of it. Like I wrote it down only because it must have been important because I wrote it down. But
I assume you fight Bane as like a boss in those, correct?
I think the third one has a Bane fight, and it's really hard.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, in this particular scene, like, this is the heavyweight matchup that you've been waiting, for some of us impatiently for the first hour of the movie to get to. And, like, the Joker and Batman and the Dark Knight are kind of, like, they never really come to physical blows, obviously, until the middle of the movie when Batman's got him in the interrogation room. But the Joker doesn't really fight back physically. Like, the Joker is all about, like, I have plans that are going to take you down. I don't have to punch you in the face. Whereas Bane is like, bring it on, dude. I will punch you in the goddamn face.
Yeah, he's a superior physical opponent as opposed to Joker. Definitely not.
Yeah, and Batman's. I don't understand what Batman's idea is going down to Bane's level. Like Alfred tells him, like, he does in a way have a death wish, and he thinks this is going to be the way to really confront Bane. Whereas, like, he has to learn something from the Joker. He's got to be, from a planning standpoint, steps ahead of Bane instead of just trying to take him on face to face.
Yeah, just strong arm him. He can't.
I mean, like Bane says, victory has defeated you, which I thought was very poignant.
So good.
Yes.
That's a great line.
And I wrote down, we need to be mindful of when we think we've succeeded, those that would usurp us are always waiting in the wings.
Yes. Peace has cost you your strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a peace is a noble aspiration, but ultimately it's an aspiration. It's a utopian thought.
Yeah.
You fight like a younger man. Nothing
Yeah,
held back.
I wrote down you fight like a young man. Like literally, I wrote it down. That's cool.
Yeah, whereas like
Um,
the doctor has told us that his body is broken and like he just has this Batman still has this idea of himself that he can be the full physical force, which he can't be. And
Well-
I think a lot of the stuff, you know, the theatricality and deception are powerful agents to the uninitiated, but we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? Like Batman's trying to throw all of his Batman tricks and stuff that he usually uses on, you know, the villains of Gotham, and none of it's going to work, you know, especially with
Oh, you think darkness is your ally, but you merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. But then it was nothing to me but blinding.
But beside memes aside, I wrote down Bane has not only the winning argument philosophically, but is a genius counter tactician. She is.
Yeah, I mean, he for like the first 2 hours of this movie is taking it to Bruce Wayne and to Batman in every single way and has fully defeated him. When Bruce Wayne is lying on his back in the pit, that's it. He's done.
He's done. Yeah.
The breaking of Batman.
Yeah, and I mean, literally ending with Bane breaking his goddamn back.
Which is straight out of the comics, by the way. There's a whole death of Batman thing. It's incredible. I believe that it was written by Alan Moore, if I recall correctly.
Oh, yeah.
I could be wrong.
The Watchmen.
Oh, nice.
Well, The Killing Joke was written by Alan Moore, so I think that it was the same one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the Joker and Bane are the only two characters in Batman that have canonically killed Batman.
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't fear death, you welcome it. You will learn the truth of despair. Bane as an actual supervillain, not as a joke. So that's why I said the voice doesn't really matter for me, because Bane is so intimidating.
Yeah.
I think he's very intimidating.
Shout out to Chris Hardy too and I was thinking about this. I think I mentioned
Hardy.
it.
Tom Hardy.
Chris Hardy? Oh my never mind. Tom Hardy. Chris Hardy was someone totally different person. Never mind. Tom Hardy. Shout out to Tom Hardy for his for the acting here, because it is all with eyes. Like, I mean, and because obviously all the vocal, the audio, his lines are recorded after the fact in ADR. So, you know, he has to just use his eyes, and I mean, he moves like to fight, but it's an interesting, and I would say probably very difficult performance to pull off. I had to look at his like kind of Adam's apple to say he is actually saying the lines, even though they're probably not being recorded or used in the movie. But just a very interesting and unique performance.
It is a performance of such physicality, without any real expression change other than, like you said, through the eyes. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, and it's even less because most of his attitude is always like, you know, domineering. And so it's not like he's gonna do your like sad eyes. He does at the very end, but you know, so it's a limitation even with the eyes. So he breaks Batman. This is where the movie kind of takes off for me. It really enters a new level of breaking this person down, and it gets interesting. It starts to introduce premises and ideas that I think you can't ignore as being things that were not introduced before and that are inherently interesting.
Yeah, now we're gonna, from the plot perspective, be taken off on two parallel sides. We have the rise of Bane as the warlord of Gotham, along with the full fall and then rise of Batman from the pit, wherever that pit is located.
Get in the pit.
Get in the pit.
Try and love someone.
Somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah, definitely. But so let's follow quick with what Bane does after breaking Batman. He weaponizes the bomb that is underneath Gotham because Wayne Enterprise was starting to do a
Can you explain
renewable
this to
energy.
me?
I'll fully explain it to
Okay,
you.
explain this to me. What were they going to do?
So they had created a nuclear fusion project,
Yes.
which was going to basically create sustainable energy through fusion.
Okay.
They put it underneath the city and along the river so that they could flood it in case there was any basically what happens to nuclear power plants when they get overheated.
Yeah.
You need to cool them off and basically shut them down. So that's what was happening. It turned out that this Dr. Pavel guy then wrote a paper that showed people how to arm those fusion reactors in order to turn them into nuclear bombs.
Pavel. Why'd you do that?
And he's the only scientist that has figured this out, which is why Bane captures him. So that this thing that Bruce Wayne probably should have destroyed and currently isn't using because he doesn't want it to be used as a weapon now is being used by Bane. Yeah. He arms the bomb. He brings it up to the surface. And then I think one of the most effective scenes in the entire movie, he blows up the football field. After I talked about it in The Dark Knight. I'll talk about it again. The sound mixing, the use of score that Nolan has in this, the quiet that this movie comes to at some points.
Yeah.
When the little kid is doing, he's singing the national anthem and all that sort of stuff, and then you just hear Bane like, "What a lovely, lovely voice." It's so good, and then he hits the trigger. Gets it right the first time. The Joker has to hit it twice.
Yeah, no, Bane
hits it once.
They had it fixed.
Very, very cool scene. I don't think Hines Ward ever returned kicks in his career, but he's returning kicks in this movie. See all those, but I think the falling of the field as Hines Ward's, scoring a touchdown and all that sort of stuff, it's great. And then Bane gets to basically announce, the mayor also gets blown out. Shout out Richard Alpert again. He gets blown up, and then Bane basically lays out his entire plan of how he's going to subject the city to his tyranny. And
next stage of Western civilization.
Yeah.
He's got that move because it's getting cold in Gotham, and every time he walks out, he's got the thumbs on the jacket.
Gotta.
Yeah, that's
a great jacket.
Yeah, I know. Who dresses Bane? Like he's got some good people that are
He's got a good fit.
This is gonna work for you. This says domineering. This says new overlord, but also fashionable.
Love it.
Yeah, get some UGG boots. Maybe we don't see.
After that,
these are comfortable on my feet.
I wrote down holding the city hostage and Bane becomes a national security risk, which literally like the army is on it, but
yeah,
that's a feat the Joker didn't get to.
No.
That's true. The Joker did cut off. Well, he didn't do as good a job as Bane of cutting off the city of Gotham from the rest of the world. Bane does an absolutely perfect job of that.
The explosion scene, that's also, let me just quickly, the fact that it blows up the football field and then all the bridges and then you see the entire scope of that bomb. Awesome.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Do you think that was practical?
No. Yeah, no, they really blew up all those bridges.
All those streets?
Yeah. No, they did. Nolan goes for it, man.
You have to.
He did it with the hospital.
Hasn't been the same. Chicago hasn't been the same since.
It's true.
Yeah, he destroyed it. Damn, Nolan. But it was worth it. Got the good movie, so whatever. Bears still suck.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Caleb Williams is my quarterback this week, so I'm not going to try and say bad things.
No. Team before fantasy, always.
So while this is happening, again, along parallel lines, Bruce Wayne is learning about the pit. He's learning about the history of the pit, about the child that made the climb.
Ah, yes, the child.
I've got a couple questions about the pit. We might stay on the pit for a second here because the pit's important.
The pit. All the people in the pit.
So we see the one person at the beginning try and do the climb, and he lands. He has got the rope attached to him, and he falls, and he seemingly dies. Does he seemingly die?
Yes, he snaps his neck or something.
So Bruce Wayne falls like 3 times.
but
at this
not from not from the same type of distance or something.
Yeah, so
But yeah, no, 100%.
it doesn't.
It
And,
would- he
and the
would
guy
die.
that's explaining to him about the climb is explaining that basically a bunch of people have died trying to make this climb. Bruce Wayne makes it like 4 times and doesn't die any of the times.
He has extra lives.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of the pit? I guess I don't understand. I didn't understand what the pit was for.
It's basically like a taunting, like basically like you're down here. You could get out if you can climb out of this really, make this huge climb that is essentially impossible to make. And they will have people try to get freedom, because if you get up that pit, you're free. You can go. Those are the rules.
Well, and this used to be like an actual functioning prison until the child rose, and then Bane and the League of Shadows basically use it as their own prison now.
Yeah, personal prison.
Yeah. So they keep all the people they don't like down there, like the doctor that was an addict and screwed up Bane.
Yeah.
And his friend and his translator.
Charles Dance is also there. Not pictured, but
Gosh, I wish Charles
he's
Dance
there
was
just
in this
romancing his patients.
movie. I've never seen a naked woman before. Whoa.
Oh, my
Still looks
goodness. Still looks very good.
Charles Dance would have been a good addition to this film.
100%.
He's a great addition to any.
He's a great, yeah. Just throw him in here. Have him be the inmate that kind of hangs out with Bruce.
He could have been Ra's al Ghul too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Charles Dance would have been a great Ra's al Ghul. He would have been fantastic in that role.
Yeah. Couple of the other convoluted stuff about the pit. So Batman has a vertebrae that's sticking out.
That's how you fix that.
I like when they just slam his back and then he's just hanging there from his armpits, and they're like,
Stay like that.
hang like that till you can walk again.
That's cool. No, that's a medical way. That's how you do it.
And then you can also fix your back by doing chin-ups, push-ups, and sit-ups.
Yeah, I know. It's actually like a really great way to get fit.
Yeah. So
His back's... And then also the great thing is when he's got that back that was just healed and then he tries to climb out of the pit and falls the way he does, totally fine.
all good.
Yeah. He's a miracle of modern science, that Bruce Wayne.
I also, for my entire life, have been, since seeing this movie, I've been trying to figure out what the people are chanting. Obviously, they're chanting "Rise" in some language, but to me, it sounds like the words "fish stick" and "water." So that fish stick water, fish stick water, fish stick water.
It sounds like the Uruk-hai to me.
A little bit, yeah.
That's what I got.
like before the final scene in the two towers.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
for
one.
sure.
Maybe that's the name of the prisoner that's trying to fish stick water. Maybe they give each other crazy names and
No,
that's all fish stick water over there.
He says what it
Fish.
means. It means rise.
That's a convoluted way to say rise.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how other languages work.
Yeah,
Chris.
yeah. But hey, no shade.
Well,
But then,
if it
so
is-
this actually the funny thing is this movie was originally called The Dark Knight Fish Stick Water. Didn't know that, but now you do. So okay, what else do we got on the pit?
I one of my favorite lines from this movie is the translator guy when he says like, "You tried to climb.
You
You tried to climb."
tried to climb. He's very Russian.
I don't know what he's doing, but
Bush.
I like the way that he says he would try to climb.
All right, right on. I didn't track that exact part, but right on. I love a good accent. Love a good accent.
I
You know that
also
about me.
I also like a character that is only there to explain to our main character why they are in the situation they're in, and like
Yeah.
basically telling them the rules.
His character name is Exposition Machine.
Yeah.
Luke, if you're happy about it, I'm happy for you. I want you to be,
Yeah.
if you're happy with exposition, man, I'm happy for you.
His best line.
I love him.
He's gonna be the MVP.
He's probably
Exposition
gonna,
man.
He's gonna be my performance of the movie.
He's got a nice haircut
fish
too.
stick water. Fish stick water.
All right, so again, back to what Bane is doing. So Bane has blown up the city. He's put all of his explosions into the concrete, and terrorize the city through this. The people of Gotham have risen. We get the great speech by Bane on the steps right before he breaks all the prisoners out of Blackwater who have been taken by the Dent Act and put into prison.
Dent exposed! If this was a YouTube video, Harvey Dent exposed! Watch Bane totally own Harvey Dent. It's a real. Harvey Dent gets...
And then it's just Ben Shapiro. Like,
let me tell you about this.
well, you see, Harvey Dent was not a great guy, actually. We're returning it to you, the people.
So yeah, Bane got a hold of that Gordon speech.
The Batman didn't murder Harvey Dent. He saved my boy.
I love Bane doing Gordon.
Yeah, that's really good.
Hello, my name is Gordon.
Then took the blame for Harvey's appalling crimes that he could, to my shame, build a lie around this fallen idol.
Hell yeah!
I'm doing a little Trump in there. Fallen idol!
He's very, very Batman. He's very, very bad.
And do you accept this man's resignation?
So Bane is gonna make Gotham great again.
I said Tom Hardy as Bane is the populist icon of the era, and that Bane is the voice of the people, like it or not. So yeah, you're not far off on him being kind of a Trump.
Yeah. Fight!
I'm telling you, I've seen this movie so many times, and that the final bit of that speech, the whole giving the Gotham back to the people, it gets me every single time.
Gets you pumped up.
If I still played sports, I would listen to that before every single game and just be ready to run through a wall.
Try it before a workout. You still hit the gym hard. Throw that on the drive over. Boom.
Yeah, but usually about 20 minutes into every workout that I do, I've been made fun of mercilessly by the other guys that have decided that picking on Luke is their favorite pastime.
Just wait.
That's one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah, my motivation would be just not good.
One day I will break them.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. I am doing sit-ups and push-ups and pull-ups in my room every single night.
You're going to rise.
Getting ready to take them on.
Yeah, you'll take them down one day.
Luke as Batman.
Luke as Batman.
Who would know? No one would know.
I see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
So let's get to the final rise of Batman out of the pit, because he's got quite the force to take down. You know, Gotham is totally out of control. Bane has also set up a nice little satellite TV action so that Bruce Wayne can see Gotham devolving into just...
You wonder
horror.
if that's one station, but that also means that Bruce Wayne gets to watch other programming 24 hours a day.
I don't think he gave him the remote to change the channel.
But if it's on the news, that means that he's also keeping up with soap operas.
Yeah,
Except
it's like Sesame Street out in the morning.
Him and Exposition Machine are oh my God, Glenda's cheating on him.
God, they keep cutting back to what's going on in Gotham.
Do you believe what is happening with Glenda now? Oh my God, she is actually cheating with Mike.
God damn it.
It was nice seeing Liam Neeson back.
He comes back, yeah. He did half a day's work.
Yeah, and he gets to fully do the "I told you so."
Yeah.
Well then. My favorite line of his was, "There are many forms of immortality," which kind of directly speaks to Robin becoming the new Batman by the end of this, because Batman can be a figure and an icon, and that speaks to the many forms of immortality, kind of.
Absolutely, the other sides of the same, different sides of the same coin, to reference our old friend Two-Face.
I make my own luck. So Bruce Wayne finally is instructed by the exposition machine and
I love that.
Fish stick water.
fish stick water
Old fish stick water.
and the opium addict doctor that the reason why the child was able to make the climb was that she did not wear a rope and she did not fear. Well, I'm giving away the big reveal, but calling her she. Because Bruce Wayne thinks it's Bane the entire time who's the child. It turns out not. Bane was the protector of the child. The child is Talia al Ghul.
The twist revealed.
Whoa. But the child is able to make the climb because they did not fear death. They did not wear the rope. And they were able to jump higher and farther than any man who has ever tried the climb before could. So Bruce Wayne decides to make the climb.
Make the
Yes,
climb.
a little girl can out athlete an adult male. Yes.
Hey, anything's
sounds
possible,
about
man.
right.
Hey, don't you say that that's not possible. What do
not
you say? Stop it. Stop it. You're being so elitist.
It's not about the
Sorry.
physical limitations of the person. It is about what they have in their heart and in their mind.
That's science.
That is what Bruce had to get over. He had to get over the fact.
Yeah.
And basically, this is the twist to what Alfred accuses him of, that he does not mind dying. He wishes to die in many ways.
Yeah.
And the guy here is like, you need to have that extra push of the fear of death in order to make the climb.
So he needs the fear of death or doesn't?
He needs the fear of death. He
So
has
the-
to value life.
But did the girl value life?
Yeah, she wanted to get out to find her father and to subject the world to
So
his will.
You need the fear of death, but don't use the rope. This seems counterintuitive. If I was afraid, I would be like, I'm gonna put that rope on. Like if it's like skydive, be afraid of dying,
But
don't use a parachute.
But you're not afraid of dying with the rope on because you believe the rope will save you.
Ah, yes.
You need to have that extra push, like I have to make the jump or
Ah,
else
okay.
I'm going to
Okay,
die.
no, that explains it. I appreciate that.
There you go.
Okay, so he does it.
He does
He
it.
rises,
And then
climbs out of that thing.
makes it to Gotham City from somewhere in the Middle East in
Yeah, how do you
about
think he does that?
2 hours.
Yeah, he's got he calls somebody Uber.
Just Ubers his way there.
Yeah, hey, I don't have any money on me. Also, I'm totally broke in real life.
Yeah, and Alfred's not helping him anymore.
Alfred
you know.
won't speak to him.
He's
I told you,
he's,
unless you have a girlfriend, I'm not talking to you anymore.
he's sipping Fenet Blanc
Yeah, no.
somewhere in Paris.
That little ass wine.
Fenet Blanc.
Yeah, no, I wrote that down. What does he say? Yeah, Fernet Branca? That's not how it's said, but that's Alfred, man. He's done. He's over Bruce's shit.
I'll pity the fool who think I'd help him now.
That's right. I just want to see you happy, Master Wayne. So he needs to, but he gets there. We don't care how. He gets there. It's time for the final showdown. And here's another thing. Like, Catwoman stays in this movie. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's like, okay, cool. She's going to team up with Bruce. I know we eventually need her to be at the end, but it's inconsequential. She's just kind of like, yeah, I'm here. What's up? Whatever. I'm starting to trash Catwoman again.
Before we move on, I just want to give a special shout out to Cillian Murphy coming back.
judge.
as Scarecrow as the judge. Yeah,
Exile or death.
Death
Just
by exile.
Yeah, that's really not really giving him a lot of choices there. But no, that is
Yeah,
cool.
I
I
mean-
like that they bring him back for sure. Like that's
Yeah,
just a
it's a
nice
nice
little
little-
nod.
Nice little callback to Begins. This whole movie is like a spiritual successor to Begins. It's not really a continuation of the second one. I don't think.
100%, and I think that's a good point too. Is that we had almost this like centerpiece that is great that I think most people would say is like superior to 1 and 3, but in many ways is kind of on its own completely. And then 1 and 3 are like directly talking to each other.
Yeah, the through line of the plot is definitely 1 and 3, and then 2 is kind of a standalone. But that's kind of true of a lot of sequels in their own way. I wrote down the Batman Rises. Do you think that Bruce Wayne made that climb, or do you think that Batman made that climb?
Ooh, good one.
Because they're two different characters,
Bruce.
Yeah, I think Bruce has to make the climb for himself so that he can eventually give up Batman.
Yeah, and I think Batman is almost like, I don't think it's fair to say Batman is its own full person. Batman is something that he uses. And I'm
going to get into my
mantle.
theory at the end of this.
Okay.
Because I have probably something that is not what actually happens, but the way that I like to think about it. In the same way that I like to think that if you just don't call the Blake character Robin, you're just like, oh, he's just going to become the new symbol of Batman. Mm-hmm. But let's get into the final 30 minutes of this. A lot of convoluted stuff. I'm not going to go through all of it. There's a chase with the bomb. Clock is running down. We get one more fight between Batman and Bane, where Batman kind of hands it to him. He figures out Bane's weakness, which
Just
is
go for the respirator.
got to go for the respirator.
Why didn't we think of
But
this?
he didn't know about it till he was in the pit, and he explained what the respirator is for.
But you see that this apparatus is on this guy's mouth. You see that right away. It's like,
why does he wear the mask?
maybe go for the mask, man. Just fucking hit the mask. Boom.
Yeah, the mask is always Bane's weakness in everything, and I don't understand how Batman couldn't put that together quicker.
He
but
was too busy coordinating his light bombs and all of his pizzazz. Just hit the mask, buddy.
I got a little teared up when Talia was explaining the story of her as the child and her protector.
I
Bane.
did not.
I love
and then so Bane's shedding a tear. We're like, come on.
I love
I
it.
don't. Nope. I can't do it.
These two crazy kids.
I was actually quite fond of you. You were like a little daughter to me. Oh,
I liked that too.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
I wrote Talia is bad somehow. What a shock! I mean, she was acting shady throughout the whole movie.
She is definitely shady the entire movie.
Sleeping with the enemy.
But when she does the my father hated him because when he saw him, all he could see was the pit and the loss of his wife and stuff like that. His only crime was that he loved me.
Yeah, no, there's great writing. It's very well done. For me, it's the character of Bane. I couldn't buy it as someone that was super emotional, but that's my own cynicism and shit getting in the way.
Does this final bomb clock ticking action just tons of action in this last 30 minutes. Does this work for you? Because my heart's racing the entire time. I love this. I am at the edge of my seat for this entire 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's
I love the bike so much.
the bike is
I love
sweet
it
when it
so
does that little
much.
flip.
So cool, and then it's got the 360 rotating wheels too,
Yeah.
so it can spin. Oh my god, I love that thing. It's incredible.
And the sound it makes when it does that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love
will say,
I love
Anne
the big.
Hathaway on the bike too.
Yeah. Oh well.
Not
Iconic.
too bad.
Iconic.
Iconic in my room.
That booty. That booty. I love the snow fight. I love the collision of the two armies. How it is basically like an old school war setup with the two armies colliding. The two main characters, Batman and Bane, meeting in the middle of all the chaos of the hand-to-hand fighting around them. It's just it's like a classic, Mel Gibson in The Patriot or in that other movie.
Yeah, other way. Such a small attention.
Braveheart.
Yes, that's the
Yeah,
one.
another one. Mel Gibson, whenever he does it.
He's doing it all the time.
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ didn't have any real conflict like that, but
Oh, one
well.
could say it has the greatest conflict of all time.
That's another podcast, my son. So the last 30 minutes were great. My takeaway is that that a lot of times in the first two movies we found that the end was maybe one of the weaker parts.
I think the end in this is its strength.
Yes, I would say I found the beginning, the first hour and change of this movie to be the weakness, and I will say that it does pick up steam and ends very well, and it concludes the trilogy very well. It's got the action. Come on, it's classic. The bomb's gonna go off. What are we gonna do with the bomb? Bomb, 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 bomb.
So I'm going to present my theory. I did not make this up. This is not groundbreaking.
Is it from that guy on YouTube that we found?
I purposely listened to no podcasts about this. I
Okay.
watched no YouTube videos.
So this is an OG?
This is just my thoughts, which again I am sure are out there in the.
This is off the dome.
I don't think that Batman survived the explosion.
Oh!
I think he's dead. I think that Alfred is seeing what he wants to see because he's proud of Bruce in a way for, saving the city in the way that he did it. And obviously he still wants to see his friend happy again. And he's imagining the happiness, the contentment that Batman Bruce Wayne should feel for this final act of heroic.
But the autopilot was fixed by, let me check, Bruce Wayne.
It's true, but I think, again, like the Robin thing, I think if you take that out of it a little bit.
Sure, this is your version. This is the Luke cut.
Yeah.
We take out that scene. We take out, yeah.
Let me get the scissors, Nolan.
Yeah.
I'm taking a cut at this.
Okay.
And actually, I agree with you, Luke. I wrote down the death of Batman, the rise and fall. So like Batman had several rises and falls throughout the trilogy. But like, I don't know, the ending of Dark Knight contrasts so much with the ending of this.
Well, if you're gonna go back to
Oh, boy.
the Batman as Jesus analogy of Jesus has to die, but then he rises again. But the entire purpose of that in the biblical context is that the death of Jesus is meaningless without the resurrection. In this movie, I don't think that Bruce Wayne has to be alive for his sacrifice at the end to mean something. Because the way that Gotham handles the sacrifice is they rally behind it. They don't only like specific characters, only like Alfred and Lucius Fox, who are hearing things around the fact that Bruce might still be alive, actually care. But the people themselves, the way that the city is going to rebound is just through the death. So it doesn't matter if he is actually still alive because the death is what matters.
Yeah.
Okay, that checks out.
That death. I mean, maybe you could say he was crucified at the end of The Dark Knight. That's a whole, I don't know, that's different. I didn't think that out all the way through.
Well, yeah, I mean,
He dies for the sins there.
he takes
right?
on the sins of the world.
Yeah.
And the Batman will return again in the form of Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So, there's a lot of themes of like Christianity in terms of like death and rebirth and rising, and
It always
whatever
comes
else.
down to that with all these franchises.
That's why Lindelof is the greatest writer of all time, because he just openly talks about it within his screenplays.
We all want to do it. He's the one that's talking about it. He's going to say what's on his mind.
Again, going back to Jordan Peterson, everything is about biblical analogy.
That's
well,
right.
like you can make Christian parallels to like Westworld, which is another Jonathan Nolan thing. You can say that what's her name is like a Jesus messianic kind of figure to the host or whatever. At least the first season. The other ones, they don't matter, but first season for sure.
And now we can actually classify this podcast as religious content.
Oh, we should do that. We would
Yeah.
be huge in the religious community.
Yeah. But I will say I'll
Probably
take.
swear a little bit too much for
Yeah.
I was just gonna say.
Bleep them out. But I'll take the full context and say that it doesn't. Let's say that Bruce Wayne is alive because he fixed the autopilot and she just wanted to get out of the game, and he had a nice companion,
rendezvous with
Selena.
Selena.
But Batman is dead.
Batman
Doesn't
but he could come back through the Joseph Gordon-Levitt character.
Yes, but
I
that
think
version,
implied
that
he
person
will come back.
Yeah.
But man, he's got tragic boy face. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He does.
He's like one of those. Like he's like a Seth Green, a kid from The Sixth Sense.
Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel. Yeah, they've got the boy face.
Well, he was in Angels in the Outfield as a child. That was his first big role.
Yeah, he's good. He's got the boy face. Anyways, so I think that Batman, yeah, and so that version of Batman is gone. Bale is gonna be in Venice sipping his fine wines, and Alfred,
Alfred Blanc.
yeah, and Alfred's there with his little ass glass of wine. Just what is Alfred doing? What's
Just
he doing?
hanging out.
Just he got like a secret double life, like he's actually a creep.
Well, he got left a decent amount of money after they settled the affairs by selling Wayne Mansion and stuff
Alfred
like
needs
that.
some companionship though. What's Alfred doing
I
when he
don't
gets
know.
lonely?
He's just hanging out.
Ah, all right.
I think he's
It's a little
I
suspect.
think he's a queen.
Oh yeah, we don't. Yeah, they were like, we don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
We knew that Alfred from the first four was
Oh,
definitely
for sure.
that guy.
That guy was. He was at the nightclubs.
Definitely. Okay. So there is the Dark Knight Rises. Any thoughts? What do we have to say?
I'll get more into the thoughts and stuff, but let's get into our awards. I think we are currently on pace for this to be the longest episode in Franchise Addicts history.
Woo!
Sam, I gave you the heads up on the awards. I usually start with Chris because it's funny trying to hear him come up with one on the spot.
Exposition Man.
Chris, what is your favorite scene from The Dark Knight Rises?
Okay. So a lot of good scenes here, but I will just go with the city blowing up, the football field blowing up, starting with the angelic boy, and then seeing. I mean, it's a great action piece. It's great. It's an epic scene, and I think it is my favorite.
All right. Sam, what's your favorite scene?
I think I have a couple. I think anything in the pit is amazing. I love all of that stuff. It's so tight, and it's so claustrophobic. And then directly contrasting with that, I love the football stadium. Just the whole sequence, like you said, like the little castrati singing the Star Spangled Banner, and then how quiet it is. Like you nailed it. It's so eerie. I love it. Both of those.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the fight scene in the sewer. I think that's like Bane really giving it to you expositionally with like some of the best like lines of the movie, really hitting the main points of the differentiation between the two characters of Bane and Batman. Fully bringing up the issues that Bruce Wayne has had to face over his 8 years of not working, basically just hanging out in his home, and why he is weak and why Bane was allowed to rise because of the weakness of Batman. Just really fantastic stuff. The fighting is, gosh, Bane is just like an MMA just monster, just beating the shit out of Batman. I think, again, the sound design in that is great. The dripping water in the background. Every single punch sounds like Batman's getting hit by a cinder block. Bane is like full force, brute strength, beast. And I think every single bit of the directing work in that scene is just fantastic. I love it. Best performance of the movie, Chris?
All right, so this was a little tough. I thought about going back to Bale, because I don't know. I mean, as aforementioned, I'm not going to give it to Anne Hathaway or Gordon-Levitt, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The other people I feel are too ancillary as far as your Commissioner Gordons and your Alfreds and all that. It's a little over the top, but it's a big performance and it's an iconic performance. So I'm gonna go with Tom Hardy.
Wow.
That's right.
He comes around.
I would come around for this because it's just, it's like a fun. Like, do I totally always buy it all the time? I don't know, but it's the best one that I can think of. So I'm gonna go. It's the one that I want. My heart chooses Tom Hardy.
Look at you.
Thank you.
We're proud of you for coming around.
Yeah, love it.
For now.
All right,
now.
Sam, your favorite character?
My favorite character, man,
Or performance.
my
Performance of
favorite
a character.
performance. Well, same answer. I love femme fatales. But I still think I wrote down uh, sex for men completely overrides all logic
Ah, yes,
and
it does.
reason. Does undoes all logic and reason. Therefore, it has to go to my girl Talia al Ghul.
Oh yeah,
for
that's a good
Cold
one.
Blood.
Marianne
That's
Cotillard.
that's a very good one. Like that's
Yeah,
sneaky
good
good.
shit.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
eyes.
real good shit. And it's just like watching her. Like having watched this, I watched it recently too. Like probably I don't know 3 months ago. And I was watching it having known what happens, and it's like the whole time she's so shady, but then she bangs Christian Bale, and it's like he completely forgets all of the shady shit that she's doing in the background.
Yep.
So that's why I made sure to write down like sex undoes any kind of logic or reason or anything. Men are so, from her perspective, I guess men are so easy to manipulate, but yeah, she's the best. The best.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Tom Hardy.
Oh.
He's it's just everything about it is iconic. I love Bane. I think that he's potentially the best villain in
Controversial.
all of Batman.
Very
That
controversial.
was very
Yeah.
controversial.
I mean, shout out Heath Ledger, but gosh,
Ooh,
Bane
man, I can't wait for the draft.
Bane does it for me. MVP of the movie.
For me, it's going to be Jonathan Nolan. This was co-written with Christopher Nolan, but this is really just my chance to point out that I think that the writing is always very strong, even though sometimes I feel like it. I mean, you say, well, it drags in the beginning. Well, what do you? Okay, yeah, I do. I think that, and maybe is that like on the editing room floor as far as stuff you could cut that you don't need to make it that long. Sure, but I do believe that, and then some of the performance choices, things like that. But the writing I think is always very very thoughtful and very strong, and so I'm giving it to Jay Nolan.
All right, Sam.
This movie would be, well, and the whole series would not be anything without Hans Zimmer's score.
Nice.
It's Hans Zimmer, 100%.
Give it to Hans.
He is a genius, and I think that he deserves a lot of credit. And I always notice music in film, and I think that it really drives a lot of film. And yeah, Hans Zimmer is the guy.
Great pick.
Yeah, and I'll hit the trio here. I'll give it to Christopher Nolan again. This is an impossible task of wrapping this franchise within a franchise up, this trilogy. I think he does as admirable of a job as you possibly can, especially after losing your superstar with Heath Ledger's performance. Does he copy a little bit in this movie from what worked in The Dark Knight? Yes, but I think he also builds upon it, adds new layers to it, helps out with the writing on this movie, gives it a conclusion that we are all, I think, relatively satisfied with, no matter how we interpret the conclusion. And the filmmaking and the editing in it is still just as top tier as you can possibly get. And he could, in so many ways, like fall back, have used this movie as an excuse. Like it was always going to fail. There was too much that was expected from it. I can't possibly do it again. And from my impression, I think this movie hits everything that you could possibly want with this conclusion of the franchise. That all rests on one British man's back who inserts himself as the character in every single one of his movies. Christopher Nolan, MVP of the movie.
Come on down. Okay. So now, the
Our
final
ratings.
piece, the ratings.
Whew.
I'll start to keep in line with the order. So, this is I don't forgot what I gave Batman Begins.
8.
Oh, right on. Okay, so perfect. This is going to be 8.1 because I like it better than Begins. So that's it. super strong. Like I think once you're over 8, you're like endorsing and saying like this is very good. But like I did find. I've obviously have talked about the things that I found to struggle with a bit, so that is why 8.1.
All right, Sam.
8.5. Pretty
Alright.
good.
It is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. No, I really like this movie. It's again, it's my favorite of this trilogy. I really like the metaphors and the themes. The score hits. I like Anne Hathaway. Damn it. And yeah, no, I really like it, and I'm glad that they never followed it up with anything because it would have been horrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I think the fact that this was laid to rest is one
Yet.
of the best things about this.
But what if 15 years from now, Nolan
Don't
needs
do
some,
it, Nolan.
Nolan needs some
you don't
money.
need the paycheck.
They're gonna Indiana Jones this thing.
Well, that being said, I've always wanted a what's the future series Batman Beyond? I've always wanted a live action Batman Beyond. I've always wanted it. And I think that Michael Keaton is just too old to do it now. I
Yeah,
mean, that's the
old
point.
man
Like, Bruce
Batman.
is supposed to be old, but like I like that animated series a lot, and it's a really good follow up to the original animated series.
Well,
So-
I mean they will keep pumping out Batman movies in some way, shape, or form. So anything's on the table, whether it's Christopher Nolan, whether it's whatever. But I this is a healthy canon.
I don't want to see Barry Keoghan as the Joker. I don't think he has it, and I think they need to just not do the Joker for a while, just a long time. Just
They
give
just
the
keep
Joker-
doing it, and we are in. There's way too much Joker going on lately.
Too much Joker.
Too much Joker.
Need less
None of-
Joker and more Art the Clown.
That's
None of
right.
the damn-
There's a new clown in town.
His name's Art.
Yeah. Did you?
And
Have
then
you
the damn Juggalos always wear Joker and Harley stuff, and it freaks me out.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that in the Dark Knight episode about not liking the people that find the Joker to be their hero.
but not alienating any fans of franchise addicts. If that's your thing, we love it, and that's okay. Tell us about it. We are happy that you're listening. Gosh, let me just say something. If you're still listening at this point, we love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
and
you.
according to a lot of the podcast reports, none of you are listening.
Yeah, so it's like this is a tree falling in the woods with no one around.
People get about 44% of their way into our
Yeah.
episodes and go, got it.
Yeah, it's cool. That's cool.
We
Hey, who
figured it
knows?
out.
Yeah. So, hey,
Luke,
this is
what's
it.
your rating?
What's my rating?
Yeah.
Yeah, we never did it.
Here it is.
So I gave The Dark Knight 9 stars on the dot. I will be giving Dark Knight Rises a 9.1.
Boom!
Hey.
I love this movie
go.
so much. Yes, it could be irrational. I remember seeing this movie. I believe, when did this come out? 2012.
Yeah.
Sophomore year in college, in the Eau Claire area. I walked out of the theater and I was like, they did it. This is the greatest franchise of all time. I love this movie. All those people that said I wouldn't be able to understand Tom Hardy as Bane were wrong. Nolan is the master that I have always wanted to follow as the little film boy that I am. He is the king. And I keep watching this movie, keep trying to find the flaws in it that everyone tells me exist in it. And all I find is more love in my heart for this movie. I love this movie probably more than anyone ever should. And I will defend everything that anyone says that is impolite about this to my death. Break my back. Send me to the pit. I will always rise for my love for this movie.
For the Dark Knight fish stick water.
Fish, dick, water.
Awesome. Well, that'll do it. I think we got one more to go. We got the Batman 2022. Sam, first of all, I want to thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thank you for having me. Like, it was, yeah, I mean, I kind of invited myself, but
We've been talking since the show the podcast itself started to try and get you on, and we found a movie that worked. Wish you could have you on for the Batman. We are actually going to be having my brother on for that. James is making his way onto the show finally.
He's on his way from a prison
Yes.
where he's climbed out, and he's on his way to do it. Yeah.
I don't think he would last 5 seconds in the pit.
No, well, you don't know until you know.
Sam, any thoughts that you want to get off about? I think you talked about the Batman a little bit. Anything that you want us to touch on in the Batman? Chris and I have both found out through the recording of the Batman shows, that we have no idea what actually happened in this movie, having only seen it once.
Yeah, there's the Riddler, and I don't know. Yeah, so what do you think?
I mean, it's certainly dark in tone, but it's also kind of like if you view it as an extension of the Batman origin story, I think that it works really well. And I like, oh my gosh, I like Andy Serkis as Alfred.
We got a new Alfred coming to town.
Ripped Alfred. Andy Serkis is yoked in that movie.
Damn.
But I don't love the Riddler aspect of it. Like I said, I think that, if had Robin Williams lived and not done it jokey, I think that he would have been perfect. But that being said, I mean, no Barry Keoghan is the Joker. Don't do it. Also, Colin Farrell is the Penguin. Holy shit.
Did you watch the show?
Oh my god. No, I haven't watched it yet.
I heard it's good. I haven't really. I watched 1.5 episodes. To be determined. All right. Well, any final words, Luke?
That's all I got. Thank you, Sam.
All right. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, no worries.
Everyone else,
Thanks,
thank you for
guys.
listening to Franchise Addicts. We will see you next week.
Thanks, Chris.